How many of you actually remember the time of 90s? Were you born in 90s? I think some of you were, but some of you are not. Some of you are quite young, and you are more about like 2000s, right? So I'm gonna be talking about a fragrance that is actually today I have with me. It's from those 90s era, and most likely you never even you may have heard about it, but this is not being pushed anywhere these days to be sold or super popular. This is a fragrance from the house of Ralph Lauren, which was a big name, big fragrance. It's a big, bold fragrance. It was literally definition of men, what they used to wear in 90s. I remember my uncles, my all the elder brothers, you know, elderly gentlemen used to wear this. And this is the fragrance I'm going to be talking about today is Safari by Ralph Lauren. And I'm going to be talking about the reformulated one. This is not the vintage Cosmere one, which is actually the magical one. But is it any good? That's what we're going to be seeing. So first of all, let me show you the scent of the night. I was down with flu and everything, the medication on. Now after the shower I'm feeling a little better after tea. My scent of the night is this one, Dark Blue by Hugo. This stuff I often, I keep fragrances like this in my collection because you just need sometimes, if you get tired of all similar territory, familiar territory, you just want to put something different. This is pretty nice, dark, blue, soda-like fragrance. It's very unique and got some pepper kick to it. Very nice, fresh to be wearing in the nighttime. So that's my scent of the night. And the bottle, actually, I got this from Starlin Enterprise. If you guys don't know, I'm not sponsored by Starlin, not yet. I hope someday. Just kidding. Okay, Starlin Enterprise, very nice sort of packaging they have. So yeah, they're opening a new shop at Police Plaza. If you're in Bangladesh, you can check them out. Hopefully I'll talk about it if I visit it sometimes. All right, so yes, let's keep it like somewhat organized. Let's show you the packaging. Here is the packaging, the box. Not gonna talk about it. It has this nice sort of a leather pattern. It looks like a leather bag, or rather belt. That's what it reminds you of. Very old school. It is an old school classic powerhouse sort of a fragrance. Okay, a batch code and everything. I believe this is 1991 packaging design. Okay, what's this? This is 125 ml bottle. It's a big bottle, and the bottle actually is one of the highlights of this packaging. I really wanted this because I remember all my 90s. I was born in 90s, so this is one of the most luxurious looking bottle till today, until now. The color of the juice, the bottle, the regal look of it. Just look at this. Stunning piece of bottle. Okay, you cannot say you don't admire this bottle. This looks like a seriously like a regal stuff. Okay, look at the pattern. Look at the way it's constructed. Juice color, like honey tobacco kind. Back in the like powerhouse era. All the information at the up top, the cap. When you take it out, it's not fit, and the sprayer works all right. Okay, but this one actually sort of like shoots, like it expands like right away. It doesn't shoot like a laser, so it's kind of like a softer sprayer. Okay, so presentation wise pretty nice, and the price for this, I think it varies from 50 to 70 US dollars depending on where you buy this from. I believe there's also 75 ml of this, but I don't know, I don't see them anymore. So prepare to pay a little bit more because there's a bit of in the pricier side. Ralph Lauren, and I have this on the paper. It's drying down for about what, 40 minutes. Okay, and I'll tell you about my experience with this. Okay, so this was introduced in 1992, and it's classified as woody aromatic. All the information obtained from Fragrantica, and the notes from this, to my nose, I picked citrus, spices, lavender, woody notes, sandalwood, leather, cinnamon, patchouli, oak moss, and I think that's about it, more or less. But there are many other notes in there which I couldn't detect, so I didn't put them. And if you're familiar with these fragrances, Cartier Pasha by Cartier, Cartier de Pasha, that fragrance. There's YSL Jazz, okay, and also Calvin Klein Escape. And there's also one which I haven't tried, which is also similar to this. They say, I think it's Notting Hill from English Laundry. I think that's the brand, but I haven't tried it, so I cannot say. So the thing is, the people say there are a lot of reviews on this. There was this one reviewer who's talked about the vintage Cosmere edition, which he reviewed. He said that is the magical one. Yes, back in the time, people used to wear strong fragrances, daytime, nighttime, and when you hear the word safari, you think of something absolutely exotic, like Africa, ride on the elephants, circus at night, a lot of fire going on, the hotels there, and also people, you think of men with Wrangler Jeep, like with their khakis and big boots, real manly stuff, a lot of pockets and stuff. This big hat, explorer sort of hat, Ford, like Ford Escape. No, not Ford Escape. There's some of those Jeeps, big ass Jeeps. Yeah, back in the time, this is what you're reminded of. Nice leather bag from Polo that you flip and you lock it, and you have to wear this big belt. Yes, this is the sort of fragrance this is. So the thing is, the center stage of this for me are few notes. One is the woody notes, that is sandalwood, but I really feel it's very close to authentic smell of wood. Like woody, masculine. It's, if you remember, D Square Hued, purely woodsy scent, masculine. If you think of Lalique Ancre Noir, or you think of any other woody scent, yeah, this will remind you of that. And also, at times, if you think of some classic, this is not very woody scent, but it has vibes of this. They're like somewhat from the same neighborhood, I would say. So when people used to wear this, when you look at the bottle in someone collection back then, you think of very high class hotel as well. Like they would be putting whiskey bottles or nice sort of, this kind of bottles would only be seen in high class hotels, right? So 5-star, 6-star class, high class, posh luxury. That's what you'll think of. There's also a version of for women. Tons of I would say flankers of this, and many other companies stole the name of Safari. So when I wear this, I don't often wear this. As you can see, my bottle is near to full, and it's sort of like a newer purchase, but I don't reach for it that much. Why? Because my choices more or less these days is more about sweet fragrances, more of crowd pleaser, long lasting. Yes. So the first thing, I'll talk about the bad things. The reformulation, I think what it did to this fragrance, the bad side is the performance. Absolutely murdered it. Okay, why? This I remember used to, back in the era, if you put just 2 of this, I remember the original. When you put just 2 of this, it will last you literally whole day in the hot summer days. I don't know if the climate change or whatsoever. This is gone from your skin like after 3 hours. You can hardly detect it. Some people may get good performance. I don't. So I really don't like that aspect of it, the performance. It really sucks. Second thing is, I think there's a note of oak moss which used to be potent in this, used to give you that powerhouse. So the powerhouse sort of ballsiness is gone. What's remaining with this is it's not crap. Okay, I'll tell you this. For the smell, it's still pretty nice. You still detect that leather, beautiful leather note in this, beautiful woodsy notes in this, as well as I think you get the cinnamon somewhere. It has a bit spiciness, so the manliness is still there. So all you have to do is you have to put a little bit more, but don't put in the same spot. How many sprays? I think I'll go like 3 to 4. Go on your chest, go heavy on your clothes, maybe on your neck. If you want to avoid that, put some of your wrist on your wrist and back on your neck. I think 4 to 5 sprays would be great for this. Ideal occasion, I think this I can think of winter time. I think it will be better because the heat sort of like, it doesn't really work, but people wear it in the heat. But I would really feel if you wear this in a little bit cooler days, like this reminds me of this one, Polo Green, same from the kind of like also same era sort of. This stuff, they're both kind of dated these days, and I would say age for this is mature. If you are over 35, 40 plus, I think if you gifted this to your dad, he'll be very happy. If he's 40 plus, he'll be very happy. It reminds you of chest hair, 90s TV shows. What else? Rugged Man, and also what else? 90s TV show, like, and the thing is, this one doesn't have that much sweetness to play with. It has citrus, it has that orangey feel to it. Let me sniff it. Yeah, the dry down is pretty much like a old school classic. It has a nice sort of a touch of elegance. You can dress formally for this, it's okay. You can dress also casually, so that sort of way. But it has this sort of a let me tell you the top notes actually. Sorry. See how the thing is like, it just goes like a whole soft. I wish it would be like stronger. So you do get the citrus and the orangey feel up top. It's like a, yeah, the spices and citrus, sort of a spicy opening, sort of like aftershave, Miami Vice, those kind of time. And I think the daytime would be great wearing also, but evening time it would be really class. Imagine the suits, Sean Connery's time when he was a James Bond, Roger Moore. Yeah, I would see them wearing this. Not the latest brand new car, but Ferrari's old models, So yeah, speaks still very much sophistication. If you wear this in the bar, perfect. The winter time, sitting by the fireplace, still good. But the thing is that that potency, it really, really bothers you, you know. But thankfully, the great fragrance, this was one of the highest number of bottles sold in the world. Trust me, this was really a big hit. Back in the era, this was a big hit. So these days, kids, I don't think you'll find so many occasions or many knows will pick this. But I really wanted to get this in my collection because it's a collector's item at this point. Okay, be very frank. You don't need this anymore. You have so many good woodsy newer fragrance that has the sandalwood note, which is a similar sort of Gucci Purom one. I think that would be a good one also. There are a lot of modern ones, but since I'm from the era, I have that sort of like a memory that I have collaborated with. You know, like I kind of like find those times. If I sniff this, I remember those times simply. So this one I kept it for the memories, you know, for the school times, you know, when you're in the schools, when in the school classes, you smell this everywhere, you know. The mature gentlemen used to be wearing this, and ladies would find them really, really masculine. Nowadays, I would say, who would wear this? Where would you wear this? And would you pick this? Is it a must buy? I think this is, for most younger crowd, this should be a pass for them, okay? But again, those men like us who are still alive, who grew up with this, would appreciate it. Office, it'd be a great time to wear this because for the potency this one has now, and it has a spiciness. For the cold weather, it will warm you up a little bit, so don't put too much of this in the heat, then you'll start feeling like burning sensation, okay? For the office, now the potency is less, but the smell is still there. It stays as skin scent like 3 to 4 hours, which is great. So in the office, you can wear this like Hugo Boss bottle. If you wear this, that is a bit toned down. This is also same. So if you go 3-4 sprays and go to work, great. You'll smell like a bit of this thing. If you see the pattern of the box, it has the bit of old days. This leather has been 10 years old now, vintage. It has that vintage feel, okay? Where else? If you're going for as I was telling you, if you go by the bar, if you're smoking cigar and stuff, DNG the one, EDP, those are sweeter version. This one doesn't have the sweet. So imagine this was the one cigar sort of a, it has a tobacco feel somewhere also there. No one talk about it. I do detect it sometimes. It has a tobacco feel to it. It's the cinnamon maybe mixed with the wood gives you the feel of that the one feel, but it's much more masculine with the less sweetness, less playfulness. Serious businessmen, they are the only one I see this. Office bosses, the guys who already achieved everything in the life and then worked their ladder up already, successful people, they smell like this. I see those are the people who pick this up in the shopping mall. It's there lying in the shelf, no one's gonna snatch it. Hey, I want the Safari. That's the fact. So longevity and projection, this is, I'm gonna give it 5.5 because it's kind of weak on that side. Smell of it, sentimental reason, 8 out of 10. Versatility, I think you can wear this both summer and winter, but colder weather, I think this one will perform better, more like a 7.5 out of 10. Uniqueness factor, there are a lot of fragrance that smells like this, but Ralph Lauren, the signature, I think still that the shaving foam feel, the chest hair feel, sort of like Givenchy's Gentleman, those era, it will remind you of. So for uniqueness factor today, it's kind of unique. There's nothing that smells like this that comes out. So overall remark, for the smell, presentation, the feel, this one I'll give this 7 out of 10. Not more because of that performance, it's a big hit. But just for the smell itself and the memory's sake, I'm giving this that 7 mark. Okay, so that's my review on the Safari by Ralph Lauren. Check it out if you are looking for a masculine fragrance. And longevity is not the only thing you're looking for. The smell wise, this is still pretty classic and vintage. Take care guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.